Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. So what exactly is this movie about? Well, this movie is actually about Tina and her mother coming back to Camp Crystal Lake, and they meet up with a doctor to see if they can help out Tina. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing out there here? Well, I'm at the 7th movie here of Friday the 13th here. It's crazy. So I'm more than halfway there. So the thing is that there's usually spoilers sprinkled in and all that stuff. So let's get right into what I like. Let's start with the characters here. I actually have two that I really like character-wise. There's a character who's already at Camp Crystal Lake named Nick. Now he's actually a real nice guy with a heart of gold. There's not really a whole lot to really talk about this character. He doesn't really have much depth to him or anything like that, but he's definitely one of those characters that you could see him, like you really hope that he does get out of this movie alive or away from Jason's hands, I guess. So the thing is, I really liked him for who he was. And now talking about Jason, let's go into Ken Halder here, which this is the first time of 4 that he does Jason Voorhees. He does a really good job. He's a real badass. With the deaths, with the kills and all that, they could have been a lot better. But again, you can't really blame the actors whenever a studio or whoever says that you need to cut down the way you have to edit it to come down, I guess from NC-17 or even a rated X to rated R. So you can't really blame them. But I mean, I think the deaths were pretty decent of what they were able to show. So the thing is, I really like that for him. I also do want to mention his makeup. I really did like Jason's makeup. I thought that was actually very awesome. So kudos to the makeup artist or artist who came up with that. I really thought that was kind of cool. Now talking about the deaths, even though I just said there was a lot, could have been a lot better on that, I do have 2 deaths that I really want to talk about. One character I want to talk about is Melissa. Okay, she is the bitch of this movie. And I think out of all of them, I think she's the one that I despise the most out of all of the, unfortunately, bitches in these kind of movies here. Not just this series, but other series. I think she really takes the cake on that here. Now, I really like her death, but unfortunately her death she's the very last one to get it kind of thing. That's why, I think the studio did such a good job with the script or anything where you just hate a character so much you can't wait for him to die, but it takes so long. But the thing is that she actually ends up at Tina's place. I don't know how this ends up happening and all that there. And she ends up opening up the door. There's Jason with his heavy breathing, and she gets an axe in the head. He actually grabs her and just throws her over the TV set. It's like, ooh, not only did you just get killed and just fall over, he throws you against the wall there over a TV, like I said. So those are the things that I really did like about the movie. The things I did not like the movie, I just gotta say the movie as a whole was just bad. I really didn't like the script. I think it was directed okay, but probably could have been directed a lot better, especially when you get some of these actors that, honestly, the thing I gotta be honest with is that these characters, most, except the 2 I mentioned, there's nobody that's really that memorable, honestly. Even your final girl, Tina, there's times that she was just boring as hell. I never really was convinced, that she's someone, even as a little girl, ended up with this telekinesis power, that she kills her father and all that kind of stuff. She was a nice person, but I just really wasn't that convinced that she should have been the one as the final girl. I'm not saying anybody else in there really worked out. It seemed like it worked out for her. But the thing was, like I said, Nick's friends waiting for his cousin for the surprise party, they were all ridiculous. You really didn't care about them there. Like I said, mentioned about Tina really was like, so there. The character Dr. Cruz, I felt like he was wasted. I felt like that he didn't even really need to be in this movie. Yes, he was a doctor to try to help out Tina, but I felt like there could have been more with his character there. And really, I just didn't really care for him either, honestly. I love the actor, but the thing was just in this movie, he was another character I was just like, so, didn't care about. Tina's mother was boring. She was just this, I'm just gung-ho sweetheart kind of thing, just this sweet old mother, and I'm just, nah, didn't believe you either, and any of these other characters. Now I want to talk about Jason, the way that he got stopped or the way he dies in this one particular here. Well, okay, so the thing is that they're outside in the docks. The cabin already blew up. So the thing is that you got Tina and you got Nick, and they think Jason may have blown up in the house there. Well, no, unfortunately he didn't. Well, Jason ends up pretty much he throws Nick into a boat and knocks him out. And Tina's just like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, scared as hell, which, yeah, you should be with Jason Voorhees here. But the thing is that she finally is able to summon her dad. Okay, so let's stop right there. Okay, so you think the dad would be more decrepit than he was. Let's say that maybe he was in his watery grave for like 10 years or something. This happened from when Tina was a little girl until how old she might be right now or anything. But the thing is that really when they show him, he pretty much breaks through the pier, and he just had like really just a little bit of mud smeared all over him, of course his clothes being wet and all of that. And what happens is he ends up grabbing Jason by the legs, bringing him down to his knees, wraps up the chains that the dad had over Jason, pretty much over his neck, and pushes him on down, and Jason went back to his watery grave. He wasn't hooked up and all that. He wasn't hooked up to a chain and all that like he was at the very beginning of this film before Tina released him. But all of a sudden he just falls right back in the water, and that's how he's stopped in this one. And the thing with the father, they could have done so much better. I talked about Jason's makeup. They could have had something really like half of this guy's face, like maybe fish were gnawing at him kind of thing, and some of his skin was taken off. No, just a little bit of like mud on his face or whatever was on his face, and it's really what it was. I gotta be honest, this was just one of these movies that I used to defend this movie. This used to be like maybe my second or third favorite Jason, but again, this is when I was younger. Now looking at it, as more as an adult and all that, I'm actually surprised how much I used to defend this movie. I mean, it's such a boring movie. I mean, like I said, Ken Holder, his first time, I think he does a good job. And again, you really can't blame, a lot of times, you can't really blame these actors. You want to think that they'll do well, but if they're not directed well, and the script's not really that well, you're going to get boring performances, dull performances, and that's really what it was. So my rating for this one is going to be 1 out of 4 stars. So has this been a movie that you have seen before by chance? If you have, give me a comment down below. I'll be kind of curious what you thought about it. Do you agree with me? Do you actually still like this movie yourself? Do you, like I said, not like it like I do? I'll be kind of curious there. Definitely give me a comment down below. Now, if you liked this review, please give me a thumbs up if you can. Give me a like on that. If you want to see more, and like I said, you're new to this channel still, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications and all that, and you'll receive that every time I download a new video. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching one of my movie reviews or another one of Friday the 13th series here. And as always, stay awesome, everyone.